Gaming laptops are infamous for being heavy devices, and for that matter, any light gaming laptop has typically always been seen as one not powerful enough. However, what if we told you that Asus has tried to bring to the market a gaming laptop which has a fully spec'd performance CPU and can potentially support up to the Nvidia RTX 3080? You've probably heard of this product in the market, and we've had the chance to use the Asus ROG Flow X13. Now, it is a gaming laptop on paper, but it can do a lot more than just that. It's also not one that supports RTX 3080 natively, and we're going to talk about it in terms of whether a laptop like this makes sense for people to buy in our review of the Asus ROG Flow X13. Now let's straight up start by talking about the design of the Asus ROG Flow X13. It is a slim laptop to start with, and a very portable one at that. In fact, it feels as light and portable as you would want any ultrabook to be. The good thing is that it doesn't feel too light, and it feels sturdy enough on the overall sense. Yes, there are a bit too much plastic usage, and the overall upper lid feels not as premium as many other metal built laptops would, but on overall terms the smooth rubberized finish does work, and it doesn't sustain too much damages, although you have to be careful about keeping the laptop away from bag which has keys and other metal objects. Now, on overall terms, it is very easy to use, it is very good to use, and it is very ergonomic to use. It looks fairly decent, and as a laptop on standalone terms, the Asus ROG Flow X13 does ace the portability test. Now, when it comes to the overall ergonomics, the Asus ROG Flow X13 is a bit of a mixed bag. In terms of what's good are the number of ports, which is pretty decent. However, the rubber flap which hides the XG port, which is the connector to the external GPU, and the USB-C port to the left side is something that you might tend to lose if you are not particularly careful. The keyboard is very good to use, of course. However, the display does seem to move around quite a bit and doesn't stay absolutely steady with its hinge, and that is a problem that you might notice if you happen to type a lot when you're on the move. Now, coming to the most important point of any performance laptop is, of course, performance. And the Asus ROG Flow X13 does offer an interesting proposition. The laptop comes with an AMD Ryzen 5000 series Ryzen 9 processor, which sits at the top of AMD's pile and is more than powerful enough to take on most everyday tasks, and is competent enough for gaming as well. However, the internal GPU is only a GTX 1650 from Nvidia, and that by any means is not the best GPU in the market for gaming purposes. In fact, most budget gaming laptops are the ones that still use GTX 1650, and on this note, the ROG Flow X13 will leave you wanting for more. It gets a 4K display, and the GPU cannot make the most of it since you cannot render games at 4K. In fact, playing even less demanding titles such as FIFA 21 even at full HD resolution means that you will face stutters if you set your graphics quality to maximum. So you will need to limit your frame rates and reduce your graphics quality to get a playable gameplay experience. However, Asus wants to retail an external RTX 3080 with the XG port which it bundles with this laptop, and that is something that is designed to help you amp up the overall performance. Unfortunately, we did not have access to an external graphics card at the time of our review, and there's no denying that the RTX 3080 is of course a gaming beast, and with that there's no denying that the ROG Flow X13 should perform well enough. However, whether it's going to do well enough as a cohesive unit in terms of heating, throttling and other factors is something that remains to be seen. On the overall terms, as a general user for everyday usage, the ROG Flow X13 is more than good enough. Its performance is super smooth for everyday tasks and multitasking, and work for video conferencing, emails, and multi-tab browsing experiences. It is not just good enough, it is very, very good. The typing experience is also quite great, but the trackpad may not be the best in its class. So to sum up, is the Asus ROG Flow X13 a laptop that you would want to buy? Is it something that feels like a good laptop? And in one word, yes, it does. It feels like something that has a lot of innovation packed into it and that has the prospect of being a beast of a machine when the external GPU is connected to it. Without it, as a casual gamer and an everyday work person, you will find it more than good enough. But for work, it's not the exact kind of laptop that you would want. You might want something that looks a little more upmarket and not very plasticky or rubbery, which is something that the Asus ROG Flow X13 does. However, take nothing away from it, for on the overall sense, the ROG Flow X13 is one of the best laptops in the market as an overall experience right now.